Hello and welcome to another episode of the Hanan Samak podcast. Since 2014, Raw Swing has been guiding people back to themselves through yoga, mindfulness, NLP, and sound healing rooted in Tibetan, Himalayan, and shamanic traditions. She creates spaces where sound, breath, and presence inspire, release, realignment, remembrance, and deep reconnection. I'm super excited to have her with us today. Hi, Rose. Thank you for being here.
No, thank you for having me here.
Of course.
Really, I'm so excited
Of
at the same
course.
time and honored. So I'm deeply honored and grateful for you.
Same, it's my pleasure. Did you get an aha moment, Rose, that this is the path that you were gonna be in, or did you always know as a kid?
It's gradual. I think
Mhm.
even back then, and that started with when I was 7 years old.
Mhm.
That was really, really way back, but I didn't realize it then that it was the path. So, so with that, because of course, what do you know from when you were 7 years old? It's almost like nothing. You're supposed to be like playing, but you started to see life differently. Like you're playing, but you're also seeing yourself play. I know it sounds weird, but it's almost like you're there, but you're also in a perceptual projection.
Mhm.
And then at some point, though, so in order for me to have like friends around and so, you just need to play along in life. And I think that's what we're doing. We all have a role to play in here.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. So, working with all these ancient traditions, Himalayan, shamanic, how did it shape your own philosophy of healing?
It taught me that we don't really own anything.
Mm.
And this life is a gift. This life is our chance to likely polish ourselves so that if, let's say, for example, for those believer of next life, then you'll have a better edge. Or even if not, then you make peace of what you have now so that even without thinking of what's next, you feel lighter.
Mhm.
You'll feel like you're living rather than surviving.
Mhm.
Because in the end, like life is supposed to be felt rather than just always in a doing mode. And I think living here in UAE, that's a little bit of a challenge for many, if not all. So while at the same time that it's a challenge, it's a good opportunity to embody the practice that
Mhm.
we've already been living.
I love that. I love that. And I love part of your work is that you share a lot of mindful practices
Yes.
to regulate our nervous system, to shift us back and reconnect us with ourselves.
Yes.
So what are some of the micro practices that you actually do in your daily experience, and how does it rewire the brain?
All right. First thing in the morning, a lot of us actually wake up in a rush. That as if everything is always in an urgent or emergency. So, making sure that you are in control when you wake up. So, I know there's a strong word there of the control, meaning when you get up or get out of bed, rather than in a rush, I practice, let's say, placing my left hand on my chest and my right hand on my belly, just feeling my breath.
Mhm.
Because we're not really that busy until we don't have that much time, right?
I love that.
No, really.
Yeah.
If everyone else is busy, then actually, no, we're not really busy because we're still here. We're still feeling. We're still living. So, taking in charge of how I wake up mindfully, consciously, allows me to be aligned and to set an intention of the day.
Mhm.
And maybe to bring forward my three best character strength for the day. Let's say, for example, on that day when I wake up, I went to my breath, and then something that came to me is I want to bring patience, compassion, and joy for the day. So, along the day, let's say midday or so, maybe someone cut you while you're driving.
Mhm.
Because I brought forward patience, it's an instant that you can pull it towards you and act on it. I know it's easier said than done. So I'm not saying that the first time that I've done it, it was effective. It wasn't because it works gradually.
Yeah.
But then it makes a lot of sense. And also being grateful for that day. Because what else can we really be grateful for on that day that we wake up?
Yeah.
Because that's yet a promise of another day.
I love that. I love that. And They seem basic, but they
Very.
are very deep when you start integrating them into your lives.
Most of the practices of mindfulness, even in yoga, shamanic, Himalayan, or Tibetan tradition, is so simple. But we're so attuned of forgetting the simple things because these are micro practices.
Yeah.
It's so simple, it's so small that it's so easy to brush off. And we focus directly of the big things.
Mhm.
But then these small things, when accumulated, and we miss those small things accumulated, it goes and manifests in our body.
Mhm.
Body keeps the score. Body keeps
Yeah.
the score, keeps the story,
Absolutely.
records all the things that we are hiding, maybe from others.
Yeah, and I love that you work with sound to release the emotional trauma stored in our body.
Yes.
How does sound bypass the brain? What happens?
All right. Some days,
Mm.
especially when things get overwhelming, we can't identify how we feel, isn't it? It's not all the time that we can put words, even if we say, especially in the healing journey, even if we say that it's we can attend, we can change something if we know it, but some days we just can't put any words on it. This is when sound healing, sound vibration comes in handy. It meets us exactly where we are.
Mm.
No need for words.
Yeah.
But because this sound vibration goes through and work towards the brain waves, our blood flow, our nervous system, so it clears what feels heavy
Mm.
and it fills in what feels depleted.
Yeah. Yeah, I've tried really sound healing. So many sessions I've done it, and the marvelous effects I've had on my body. It wasn't expected. I didn't come with expectation. I came with
Yeah.
an intention to release whatever I have
Yeah,
stored in my
yeah, yeah,
body.
yeah.
But then after I was done, people were screaming, people were crying, people were vomiting, and I felt a lot of things in my gut. It does work.
True. And have you seen that, by the way, that especially in the Tibetan singing bowl, because it's made up of 7 metals, and the full moon bowls or full moon Tibetan singing bowls is because it's actually the reason why they are called as such. It's because they are only made during full moon.
Ah,
Yes.
interesting.
So the the teacher that I had, and I had really the privilege to learn from him. He is the third generation Tibetan singing bowl master from Nepal, and the ones that he owns or he has is that these are called full moon bowls, and it comes from villages or so. They make rituals prior to making the bowls, and whenever the full moon is up, that's the only time that they make it. And if at some point the clouds hovers in, then they need to stop for a while until
Uh-huh.
it's clear again, because they need the element of moon, of the full moon, to make those bowls.
I love that. I always felt like I had a connection with them one. I just didn't understand what.
Then we will have a session for that separately. I think
It
so.
would be
Yeah.
my pleasure.
But have you seen that, like in that bowl, when they added water,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
actually sparks. It actually flows. You'll see the ripples of the water.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's happening in our body. And reason being, going back with your question or how it actually helps into healing, you don't need words towards it
Mm-hmm.
because there's already almost enough external noise, right?
Absolutely. And we're 70% water. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Another thing. Yeah.
And I love that you talk about. I've heard you on Sharjah Entrepreneurship Festival. I was the MC and you were at the event. I'm like, this woman, she's amazing.
Thank you so
So
much.
I heard you talk about reconnecting with our inner voice.
Yeah.
Not to be louder, but to be more honest.
Mm-hmm.
So, what makes us, most of us, lose that voice in the first place?
We play so many roles,
Mm.
and which is all right, which is actually good. But the thing is, we miss the sustenance to regulate, to self-regulate. We're always busy.
Yeah.
We're always busy. But as I've mentioned earlier, we're never truly busy until we don't have that time anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then we only work or we only start, if not most of us, I myself, I speak for myself as well, even before being in here, is that we only address if it's almost breaking us, right? If we almost reach the breaking point, that's the only time, like, hey, you know what? I feel so sore in my body that I need a massage.
Yes.
Then for what reason do we wait for that?
That's a good point.
And when going back to that, waking up in the morning, even just lying down in bed, we can also make some few, again, micro rituals of maybe twisting the body. That will help a lot. We
Mm.
don't wait for that time that we really need to take care of the body. And that's the only time that we wake up.
Mhm.
And on top of that, it's because of the expectations that we put towards ourselves, apart from the fact that we also try to fit in and that please others. How many times have we said yes to others? In our calendar, there's so many names in our calendar, but very minimal of our name.
Wow.
I think that explains itself.
Never thought about this. Yeah, why is not my name's not on the calendar?
Then for what reason do we do that? The calendar itself speaks for ourselves.
Yes.
So we also need to see that at least in a week, okay, this is my rest day. This is my recharge day. You
Mhm.
also need to put your name there, because even that micro ritual that we do, or that kind of action that we do to put our name in there, without us realizing, it actually feels in the body. It feels that essence that we are addressing our needs. We are so good in seeing and helping others. We actually love to hug others, but in the morning we even miss doing this to ourselves, which is
Yeah.
like, hey, it's also good. I also need love from me.
Absolutely, especially us as women. The fact that we love to be there for others, and we have been programmed and conditioned, we need to be that candle that
Nurturing.
burns
Yeah.
to light the path of other people as well. And I love that through your work as well, you talk about the pelvic floor awareness.
Yeah.
What does it mean for us, especially women, to pay attention to that area, and what can we do about it? How can we reconnect to our pelvic
All
floor?
right. When we actually breathe, we're directly connecting with it as well. Our pelvic floor interacts with our central nervous system that is also connected with the breath. So when we are tense, and especially, by the way, women, whether we admit it or not, we are born nurturers. We always like give.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that other gender doesn't, but no. It's more of, it's so innate with us because of creativity, reproductive organs, we all both have, but we actually reproduce. So it's so innate in us. But going back to that connection of central nervous system and diaphragm, is that when women feel unsafe, not just for women, let's talk in general. When we feel unsafe, the initial reaction or response of the pelvic floor is protection.
Mhm.
And protection disguised as tension.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's say, for example, something happened on the road, even if it's not actually us, we tend to tense, or that, okay, remove the tense first. We tend to protect the self. Every time that you protect the self, the pelvic floor feel tense
Mhm.
without us realizing it. If we won't be able to speak our truth, because we protect the self not to, not to get, or to be spared for other things, let's say for work, especially during, before as well, like in COVID, how
Yeah.
many women, not women, how many people have
Yeah.
actually been removed from their job or so. We try to fit in so that to protect our stand, to stand for ourselves. So externally, that is what's seen. Internally, the pelvic floor is tight. Continue to tighten.
Mm.
So when it's tight, it blocks the breath. When it blocks the breath, it actually causes a bit of chaos in the rhythm or
Okay.
flow of the body. Let's say we feel a little bit anxious, we feel
Yeah.
nervous,
Mhm.
always on a fight or flight mode, or we also feel unseen.
Mm.
And when it's tight, the counterpart of that, it gets too loose.
Okay.
So the awareness
When it gets
is
too loose, what happens? We
shallow breath. as well.
shallow breath. Okay.
Shallow breath, being too emotional. The ego comes in. Everything
become
else is
reactive?
about, yes, we
Okay.
become too reactive. Everything is pointing towards us. And it's not, the sad part there as well is
Mm.
if we have been living with it for quite a while, it starts to feel normal. So we don't really realize it. And we think just going to a yoga class, opening your hips and doing the split, that's it. It worked both ways. So sometimes you'll see that, for me, I witnessed that in some of the classes, they go through the moment that they start to feel safe in their body, they actually can do much more of hip opener poses.
Wow.
And they feel also stronger because pelvic floor works as well in our core, internal core, not the superficial muscles core.
Mm-hmm. And for someone who has no experience in inner work or healing, who've never done pelvic
Yeah.
floor work, what would you say are 3 tools they can start using today? Simple things to reconnect
Breath
to them.
awareness.
Breath awareness.
Yeah. Or if you want, even just now directly, lean back,
Yeah.
relax your legs,
Yeah.
close your eyes.
Mhm.
Just 2 breaths. Inhale through your nose. Hold your breath. Now exhale through your mouth. This time, exhale through the mouth like you're blowing a candle. Soft, soothing, calming. Now inhale through your nose again. Hold. And exhale through your mouth. Now open your eyes.
That was really good. I get into the theta state very quickly, so I need to be
Right?
awake for this.
Okay, so now
I love
how
that.
to, so yes, you're, let's say, not that you're too relaxed, you're relaxed because you have been working in this aspect as well.
Yeah.
Micro rituals, practices, you have your own like routine. So it's so easy. But isn't it like when you first started, of course, it's easier said than done, isn't it? But it's possible.
Absolutely, I agree, because
It's possible.
in 2020 I started integrating meditation into my routine, and I couldn't stand still for 5 minutes. And then after a year, an hour and a half passes by and it feels like 5 minutes for me.
Yeah.
So I
Right?
get it. I get it. Things
Or
take time.
you can actually switch on directly.
Yes, absolutely. You can just reconnect.
Because present moment is just right in front of you or you're within it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing of like that mindfulness. So first, the breath. The breath is the anchor for you to stay right here in this present moment. Because in the present moment, the past nor the future cannot harm you.
Yeah.
The past can no longer come back. Yes, it will have some effect or so, but your present moment is your power, is your strength.
Yeah.
To regain, to reset, to reinvent, to rewire. And the future is yet to come. So to be so worried about it won't really help us. It will just create another load maybe in our shoulders or another expectation, another way to lose the voice. So for what reason we continue to do that?
Yeah.
Anything actually that we are talking about right now, nor I'm sharing, these are all innate. We already know all of this.
Yeah.
But it's just so easy to forget because of external noise.
Yeah.
So taking a moment, going to your breath, coming into the present moment allows you to come back home. And another thing is, I always advise this, not just for women, for everyone. Please, please, after a long day, keep your legs up. leaning towards the wall,
Mhm.
legs up on the wall, or in yoga, it is called Viparita Karani.
Okay.
It helps, it calms the nervous system, and it actually releases the tension on the pelvic floor without any force.
I love that.
And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I
Even
didn't know
just like
that.
5 minutes, lying down and then putting your legs up.
Yeah, and that's easy.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just takes someone to consciously live and pay attention and like do everything with intention. I think that's when
And maybe
someone's...
we put that in our
Yeah.
calendar.
Yeah.
Before
I
you
love
sleep,
that. I'm
Viparita
definitely doing
Karani
that.
time.
I love
Mindful
that.
moments for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Rose, about the people who are doing the inner work and doing
Okay.
healing sessions, but they're not seeing tangible results now, and they quit very fast? And I know a lot of people like this, but how do we know healing is actually working?
It comes in layers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not even that we've healed from something that the rest of our lives going to be good. If that happens for others, then wow, good, great, right? However, for some, it comes in layers. Depends on how we are living or how we lived our life. But most of this awakening, healing, enlightenment comes in silence, same as awareness. And it's not really gonna create like big dramatic, like wow image or tangible image that you can really see. No, but you'll feel it though. Because you'll feel contentment, you'll feel joy, you'll feel peaceful, you'll feel all of these not just peaceful moment and not just happiness, but happiness that is in the middle, happiness in the middle, meaning you're not too ecstatic
Okay.
and you're not also sad.
Neutral.
You're neutral, but you're feeling it inside.
Okay.
And one of the things that I express and share with my clients, people, friends that I work with is when maybe, I want to share this, that maybe when you feel really, really in that celebrating moment, try to find that middle space, not to tone down or not to feel sad, but for you to share this part of that, the distance for those people who are struggling to find joy in their lives.
I love that.
And at the same time, that will be your insurance so that when you feel really low, you don't actually really go and bury yourself because you have that. So this is also working in that interconnectedness of us and other people.
I love that. This is so good. Rose, I want to have more conversation with you, and definitely this is not the last time. How can people experience your beautiful work? How can people connect to you?
They can check me out in my website, www.projectsandvoices.com, or in Instagram, where I'm mostly like active anyway, and I post my classes, courses, retreat in Projects and Voices at Instagram.
I love that. When is your next retreat? I'm definitely attending.
That's going to be in October 24, 25, 26.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for this, Rose. I'll keep the
Sure.
breath on in my mind, and I'll put my name today on the calendar. This was really
And then at the end of the
beautiful.
day, put your legs up, right? Because why not?
Why not? Why not? Thank you so much, Rose.
Pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.